about this day, I want to talk about a story that has been all over the news this week and all over social media, and has also pissed me off because of the details of it. And this is the story having to do with the boycott Delta and the guy on the plane who's talking Arabic. It gets kicked off, and there's more to the story thing. Okay, so let's get into the story for those of you who haven't heard it, and then let's talk about the new details and why I'm so infuriated about this. So a guy named Adam Saleh and his friend are on a Delta flight. Adam allegedly is talking to his mother in Arabic and to his friend. Allegedly, because of the Arabic speak, passengers get uncomfortable and they want him off the plane, and Delta kicks him off the plane. And he records a video talking about how terrible it is in 2016 and he's getting kicked off a flight for speaking Arabic. Now, at this point, if all this is true, it is terrible because discrimination does happen. Racial, cultural, ethnic, sexual orientation, it all happens. It's real. So if this did happen, we should call it out and we should address it. However, this video got shared over 16 million times on Facebook alone, and it's been shared a bunch on YouTube. Nobody or hardly anyone stopped to do a quick check on this guy and see if he had a history of lying. So you may ask, Daniel, does he have a history of lying? Well, I'm glad you asked, because yes, he does have a history of lying. He's made fake racial profiling videos in the past. He has made fake videos when it comes to pretending to fly in luggage. He made a fake video where he was doing what he calls social experiments, counting aloud in Arabic 1 through 10 on a plane to get a reaction out of people. Now, that doesn't mean that he wasn't profiled that day, but he has a history of lying and making fake racial profiling videos. He made a video years ago with a fake police officer that he said was NYPD, where he was dressed in his normal laid-back clothing with his friend. They got in an argument, nothing happened. They dressed in Muslim Saudi Arabian gear, and then the police officer gets involved. NYPD had to come out and say, hey, that didn't really happen. That's not how we dress. That's not how we frisk. Then he changed the description of the video to say it went from real life to dramatization. So this guy has a history of lying. And everyone is so quick to share the video that we didn't stop to ask, is this real? And I have a couple problems with this, because now we're hearing from the passengers and they're telling us that he's standing up yelling, raising his fist like he's trying to get a reaction out of people. Now his friend and him are changing the story and amending it. Now, we still don't know 100% for sure what happened on the flight, so I'm still waiting for more details. But here's my problem. This man has a history of lying. Why are we so quick to trust him? So we talk about fake news. That's been the talk of the town for the past couple weeks. People talking about fake news and propaganda and talking about the mainstream media and criticizing them for reporting fake stuff. But we're sharing fake stuff. If we can't even take 3 seconds to fact check and make sure the stuff is true. If you share a video 16 million times on Facebook that has to do with race and discrimination, of course the mainstream media is going to cover it. They need clicks and views and audience. So it's a give and take. If you don't want the mainstream media to cover fake stuff, don't share it and make it worthy of discussion. Unshare it. Don't elevate it. And that's what we did. And not only that, this is bigger than just fake news. Because discrimination, like I said earlier, it's real. This stuff happens. I feel it as a black man. And so now, the next time that somebody suffers discrimination for being Muslim, speaking Arabic in a public place, if we find out that his video was fake, people are going to say, oh, well, that's probably not real because that last video I saw was fake. That has nothing to do with whether this incident is real or not. But that's how humans think. Okay? It's just frustrating because this is stuff that can really happen to people. There's been a spike in violence against Muslim people since Trump won the presidency because he has voters who don't like Muslims. And that's not all of them, but they're real and they exist. And this stuff doesn't help. And it's so easy for us, like we got just windows all over our house. We'll point the finger out the window when somebody else does something, but we don't have enough mirrors. Then when something happens, we take a look at ourselves and say, did I have a role to play in this? Like if you shared it and you didn't know it was fake, like you need to do a little bit more fact checking next time. But if you at least go on the post and say, hey y'all, I shared this. We're not sure if this is true. New information came out. Let's just hold off on sharing it and talking about it until we get more information. I'm cool. Because hey, we all make mistakes. But if you just go and do that silent delete, or you don't even acknowledge it, like that's a problem. And honestly, like if we're gonna be just sharing stuff and not even checking it, that's a good measurement for you and I to know who we can trust. Because if we got friends, there's anchors, people sharing fake stuff, I don't care who they are, and they don't like issue a retraction or an apology or a correction and say, hey, I made a mistake, my bad. That tells you a lot, not only about their work ethic, but their integrity. And that's why I'm so frustrated about this. Because I take everything I say on my videos and my posts seriously. I research stuff, I fact check it, and if I'm wrong, I'm willing to admit it. But you got so many people out here that just share stuff and they criticize everyone else and they will not take ownership when they make a mistake. And that is mainstream media, folks. They do it too. So it's just like this. I wish that the correction would go as far as the lie, but unfortunately it doesn't. So I'm doing this video to at least try to put something on the record to say, hey, we need to wait before we react to things because there's a lot of people out there trying to trick us. And it's working because we won't fact check. I don't know what I hope with this story with Adam. I don't know if I hope he was telling the truth. I hope he was lying, to be honest with you. But I hope we find out what the truth is, that much for sure. And then we can respond to it appropriately. But tell me what you think. Did you hear about this story? What's your reaction to everything and the new information? I'm going to include links above this, the video on Facebook. I'll include links in the description on YouTube so that you can see what happened and then you can kind of get caught up to speed as well. But this has been Daniel, and I'll talk to you next time.